Are you good?
Yeah.
Yeah, we live now.
What up?
Yes, sir.
What up? What up?
Still freaking shaking off these cobwebs, man.
What you mean? What happened?
You just know, like after work, you like when you want to come home and unwind and shit like that. I came home from work and I had to like clean my microwave and get in the shower and then get dressed for the show. By the time I looked up, it was time for me to, jump in the chair.
I'm so sick of getting yelled at about that microwave. Like you're so pain. Do you have a fucking a plastic cap that goes on food in the microwave? You got one of those at your crib?
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here.
You don't have one,
All
Chuck?
because
we
I
don't
don't
got
want to
one.
clean my microwave like every time I use it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You be
Well, I don't
cleaning it
got
every
one.
time after every meal if you don't cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I hear. So yeah, I get yelled at every time I touch that thing.
Oh, you like getting yelled at. That's all that is.
That thing, man.
That's the least of my worries. I wish that's all I had to deal with.
I was watching the thing on TikTok on how to clean it easier. They like put a bowl of like soapy water in there for like 5 minutes or something like that, so it'll steam and make everything loose.
Put like lemon or something in there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you just wipe it down.
Nigga, I bought a wife just so I can avoid that experience. Y'all can have it. I'm all set.
Yo, there's like mad shows where you keep saying you bought a wife. One day we gotta see a damn shoe come out the left side of the screen.
Mike Nice, what's going on, man? Appreciate you.
Mike, what up, brother?
What's the word?
What's good, man? Hey, do you remember? I don't remember what season it was. It was many moons ago. But I had brought up this concept of we were talking about people with terminal illnesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how they could get these super space age pods that you could put their body in before they die, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
So that if something happens in the world later, they could be revived, right?
Mm-hmm.
So something I came across that I want y'all to peep. We on the pre-show, So something I came across. I thought, now listen, it ain't for me. I think it's some Euro shit, right? But dig this.
Yo, get the fuck.
Yo, what we doing right now, man?
Nah.
So what happened here is I went reading into it because I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can take a loved one and put them inside your coffee table.
Nah.
Nope.
That ain't for me.
Hell no.
A photo is one thing.
You fuck around and wake up one day and their ass ain't in the coffee table no more. No, thank you.
Oh.
No, right? I don't know.
Now, I would like the concept of putting that in or on the wall. You know what I mean? Like a portrait. You know what I mean? Not like
of
a
the
doorway.
actual person.
No, like I can probably see that, but it'd have to be on a wall.
I can see
now
it.
it's you see it as a piece, as a work of art, and to a degree. But to eat over it and like, we're gonna put the TV remote on her face. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? That's a little...
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
No way.
But it's not a shrine, right? But it's like if you could put it in, remember that thick ass glass that you couldn't break?
You used to put bugs and
You
shit in
can
there.
put it in that kind of shit.
Isn't that
kind of shit? Yeah. But
That's
you
not
put
what that
that
is?
shit. It looks like a fucking fish tank to me. Listen, I don't know, right? But I think if you can put it in this thick ass glass, right, and put it in a room with other artwork, it might have potential. It might have potential.
Literally lying around the house.
Right.
Yo,
you know what? I'm gonna put this in my motherfucking will. So Faye ain't getting shit unless she got my body in a fucking plastic in the closet.
Nah, B.
Yeah, in the
Like,
closet. No one else is going in there. Yeah.
I don't want the actual like come up with something like a hologram of the person and have AI speak as the person or some shit like that.
That would be dope.
That would be dope. Yeah, that would be dope.
You know it's coming. Pause. Like AI is crazy right now.
Wait a minute. So let's talk about that. Let's explore that, Ping. So what would that look like? It would look like a hologram that stays in one room in the house,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you could turn it on and off as you see fit.
Mm-hmm.
And the AI would have loaded into it certain sayings and things and discussions that this person always did, right?
Yeah, or you can kind of program their personality into it, and the AI will adapt as it goes.
That's wild as fuck.
Yeah.
That's how you realize?
It'll become more and more like the person almost.
Word.
That would be weird as heck, man.
And shit, it ain't no weirder than having grandma in the coffee table. That's crazy.
That's next level weird, but yeah, I don't know.
That's called eternal love, and I'm here for it. I'm gonna Google it so I can make a hologram of me.
Man, listen, that would be dope. Like a hologram of someone you know, just because you know you miss the person. Like you go through random phases of missing people, loved ones that pass away. So
Word.
like,
That's what I'm
hologram, even if you don't talk to them, just to be able to see them.
Nah, put me in the mirror. What's that fairy tale? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Put me in the mirror.
Oh,
Snow White.
shit.
Snow White.
Yeah. If you need advice, you holler at me.
Shit.
What you want is the visual as important? So let's say you did like Alexa. Oh shit, sorry, because mine will start playing. What if you called your but it was really the person's name?
Mm-hmm.
And you were able to have a conversation with them that way.
Oh, without the hologram?
Alexa, stop. Without the visual of the hologram. Or do you need the visual?
I think you need a visual. Well, no.
Doesn't the visual make it spooky?
You don't need a visual because you might want that advice on the road somewhere, like right before you go into a job interview, or you just need words of affirmation from like.
Right. I think that'll be incredible.
Yeah.
That would be super dope, bro.
Yeah.
That would be super. Little, what's up, God?
It would need to be.
Y'all don't ever listen.
Almost updated to like today's times, right? Because, for example, my granddad passed what would have been 10 plus years ago. I don't want 10 plus years ago advice. I want something that's relatable to like now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be different. He's like, I told you to leave them little heifers alone. That's one thing because that's something, whatever. But like on a professional development level or an emotional support thing, it's like the reassurance of something he might have said then. And he's like, yeah, you got it, son. Do your thing.
Yeah, no, but I think the game transcends time, right? I want the essence of what my pops would have said in that moment. Not what we're guessing he would have said. Give me what he really said. Like, so if Trey or Dorian would have used something like that, right? And they were, the question was like, yo, like, this chick is asking me to move in with her and pay all the bills and da da da. And then, Pops, what do you think? My AI response to go, she got me fucked up. Right?
Yeah, but that's today.
That's what I would say now. Don't program it for 10 years from now. What I would say then.
No. What I'm saying is
that's
exactly what I'm saying. I want the today response, and I want the response that I would have got before he passed.
Yeah, see,
I want the updated response.
Yeah, see, like I miss my grandmother's, but I'll be damned if I'm gonna have a hologram threatening to whoop my 47-year-old ass.
Hey, listen, you do right though.
you ain't lying. But both of them, little ass women, would still threaten to. Probably two of the only three people I still feared at this grown ass age would whoop my ass. Like,
yeah, you're good.
Sound about right. Sound about right.
Little, you okay with this?
So what?
You okay with this? So
that lady's dead. That's in the coffee table.
You see the coffee table on the screen? Oh, you don't see the screen.
No, that's not our type of stuff. That's not.
Wait,
that's not.
Who's our? Who's us?
Yeah, who's our?
That's you know, that's not our color based type things. That's
Our
just
color base.
like, can you imagine you sitting down every Sunday morning eating dinner on top of grandma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. It's just wild, man.
Rich said, "Is that her actual body?" Yeah, that's the whole
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now is that enclosed like tightly? Because I mean, you're smelling stuff. Maybe I don't know.
That's a whole nother thing too. Well,
Nah, of course it's embalmed or whatever.
Yeah, but it's got to be like one of those impenetrable materials. Like you don't want to crack it and stuff leaking out, and you know what I mean.
and you know,
Oh,
kids always be messing shit up, fuck around and break the table.
Exactly.
I
Toes
yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah. I guess maybe it's valid point. Valid point. Well, it's something I stumbled across. I gotta bring it to the camp, show the guys and see what y'all thought about it. But clearly,
Is
I'm
she
not
barefoot?
Yes.
Yeah, y'all got me fucked up.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But the Hightower brought up the hologram. Would you want a hologram of a past loved one?
I don't want none of that. No, that's all too creepy, too scary for me. No, I don't want no hologram. No, I'm all set. I'm cool with going to the cemetery and just looking at the monument. That's it. I don't. Nah.
So you're not okay. So I've seen a couple of times online where people have a recording of someone's voice that passed away, and then put it in a teddy bear for someone or something.
Oh yeah! Oh my God!
I'm cool with that. I got no problem with that. I mean, I still got my mother's recordings. You know, her talking trash to me through voicemail. So I still got all that stuff. I even got a phone.
I wish I had that.
Yeah.
I wish I had that. Dude, that stuff's dope. I think there's even an opportunity for like. I wish I just had old videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit like that. You know what I mean? That would be dope. But I think
but y'all see why I take as much pictures as I do. This is the reason why I take all the pictures that I do. Anywhere we're at, I'm taking pictures.
Yeah.
Because now that I think about it, I don't have a whole lot of like my mom, pictures of my mom and stuff like that. I don't have a lot of pictures of my stepmom. I just snatch them up from people that do have them. But so. Yeah, definitely need those.
And
appreciate you
pictures
taking
with
those pictures
people.
too.
Excuse me?
Pictures with people.
Yeah. But no, I don't need dead grandma at the table with me. No, I'm all set.
Absolutely not.
I'm all set. I mean, you might as well just put the damn urn on the table every night. For that matter. I'll take the urn over this.
The urn don't give you the personal touch.
I don't need this type of personal touch. That's too much. You got the little badass little boy. Oh, I can see under grandma's skirt. What the fuck are you doing? No, I'm all set.
Fuck out of here.
Why you always gotta take it off the rails?
Little stupid.
Every time, dog. He goes way off.
Oh,
I'm just thinking like certain people would think.
Yeah. Okay. Listen. 147. Sparring minds. Let's go.
You gotta get that picture off.
Hey, just let it off the screen, son.
First.
Oh Jesus, that's rough, Charles. He's like, that's terrible. Normally my transitions are much better than that. Yeah.
We in season 9 and you still messing up.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Hey yo, don't that white, no muzzle. Sparring Minds live every Friday. Let's go. Look, it's Sparring Minds. If you don't know the name, look us up. You know it's all facts when you got Chef Maine cooking up a couple of brothers who know all about the struggle. Black excellence. You know we just work hard and hustle. Whenever you want that urban talk, you know we keep it real. Mr. Maritime on the mic. Yeah, you know the deal is real life. Hotel High Tower bringing you the feel. DJ Payne keep it 100. Matter of fact, keep it a mill. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
Welcome back. Sparring Minds.
We are back.
147, huh?
147. I wish I knew how to say
We,
it in Spanish.
I know. I think it must Spanish came up right.
147, I think.
I don't know. Still trying
I
to
could be
figure it
wrong.
out.
I could be wrong. My Spanish is real rusty right now.
Yeah. I used to be fluent. Not fluent, but I used to be really good. Conversational Spanish and professional Spanish when I lived in California. So I lived in San Diego, right? Which is obviously right on the Mexican border. So the
Mhm.
population was so crazy where between Mexicans and Samoans, when you had to be able to speak Spanish to even help people. So yeah, I was really good at that.
Listen, all you need to know in Spanish is basura and beneki mami. That's all you need to. That's all you need to know in Spanish. That's all you need to know.
Is that what wifey taught you, man?
That's all you need to know. Beneki mami.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I
mean, it'd be
it's
one thing,
not
if, if I had a Spanish mommy at the crib, it'd be, I guess that would make sense. But I say that around here, no one knows what I'm talking about.
Like what?
Yeah.
Are you talking about?
Yeah, I said that around here. I'm down to get fucked up, right? That's a whole different thing, right? Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Like what bitch you
I'll
been talking
some
Spanish
story. I
to?
did tell y'all that.
What bitch you been talking Spanish to?
Facts.
Like, oh, shit.
Facts. It'd be a whole question and answer. And which would translate then into buzzwords, right? Because now anytime I say hola, it's an issue, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, wifey said nah, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Rebecca's not hearing this, man.
Shout out to Rebecca, man. I saw her last week outside. She came by, or rather, she saw me. She saw me and came and said, "Hey, it was good to see you."
Where was she at? Or where was you at, really?
We're actually church, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
it was this church service we went to last week.
Okay.
And she
Is
saw
church considered outside?
I mean, you can find your future queen in church.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Hey,
I always associate outside with like going to a day party or a club or like a concert or something like that. Like, yo, we outside. Like, if I'm saying we outside, I'm not thinking I'm at the pulpit.
The wholesome girls are at church.
Well, it's funny you say that, Payne, because though the
I don't know about that, D.
Though the
the
environment kind of felt like it was outside, obviously there's a message because you're in a certain environment, right? But this wasn't your typical environment. You know what I mean? Like it was super, super laid back, and your attention was paid solely on the message. Your attention wasn't paid on who was wearing what and who was doing this and who was doing that. Your attention.
Question: how much they get you for?
What?
How much they get me
for? Between the tithes and the building fund, you talked about 30, 40.
Because I was my first time going.
Because look, I'm scared of certain churches nowadays. It's not like the old school Southern churches that I, dreamed about. Nowadays, you got all these mega churches that are, they just out there for your money.
Nah, this ain't that. It was pretty cool.
Those are more in the South, it seems.
Yeah, I felt like I might have been one of the oldest people in there. It was wild.
Here's the other shit, little. You put in a 10, right?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. I know you got a little bit more on you. Hey, man.
Yeah. But you didn't peep his Rolex. Right. You didn't peep the Rolex.
Respect is 10, man. I took the bus here.
Listen. It's funny because we're all used to a certain type of church environment, and had this church been around when I was on the come up as a youth, I might have been more in tune to what they were talking about. It was less about finger pointing and judging and all this other stuff. It was, It wasn't any of that. You know what I mean? That's the curtain you got to kind of peel back when you go to certain churches, because everyone's looking at you with these high brows and all this other stuff. Not to get off topic, but you know what I mean.
Hey, yo, Reek,
No.
you gotta relax. The church
Yeah,
give you the best sticky links. Yo, come on.
Yeah, he's facts, bro.
He ain't never lied.
Yeah, he ain't lying.
Yeah.
You know, he from Roxbury. He ain't never lied.
Yeah, he ain't lying.
Well, that's the only thing wrong with Reek. Reek is my guy. The only thing wrong with him is he's from Roxbury. But everything other than that,
Yo, I mean,
Buzzwords, man.
There be some people that put $10 in the collection plate and want their change.
And I ain't mad at it. You get ATM and all of them giving you 10s, but you want to put in 5 in the ties? I need my 5 back.
There was no plates passed. Everything was digital. Gave what you want. There was nobody checking for what you put in there.
Here we go. Now it's Cash App now.
Cash App collection plates?
Yeah,
Cash App at church?
They put it up on the screen and say, "Give what you can," and that was.
Yo, that's right.
They didn't do the whole. They didn't do the
I'd
whole
be scared of that.
thing.
That's like scam type stuff for me.
Nah, it was because usually there's a whole song and dance and ushers are going back and forth. No, this was like it's that time. 2-3 minutes later, we was off it and on to something else.
No, but you can't even see. My favorite excuse was, "Oh, I didn't stop by the ATM." I can't even use that no more because they're like, "No."
Listen, some people picked their phones up, some people didn't. Some people had envelopes, some people didn't. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Oh man, y'all playing with God.
Shout out to Rebecca, man. Shout out to Rebecca, man. What are we doing tonight, Chuck?
Buzzwords, man. We're gonna dive into this. So I think it's one of those things. We got to be careful with buzzwords, right? Because they mean.
Can you define what a buzzword is before we get into it?
Talk to me about the definition of a buzzword.
So you look in the regular dictionary, it doesn't come up. So I kind of had to finagle a definition for it, and y'all tell me if y'all agree with it or not, right? In the sense that we're using it anyway. Buzzwords are words used to shame or manipulate people into behaving the way someone else thinks they should.
No, I disagree with that.
Okay. So
I disagree with that. So let me actually, for everybody's sake here and for the listeners, read it one more time.
Words used to shame or manipulate people into behaving the way someone else thinks they should.
Okay. So there's a negative connotation to that. So I kind of disagree. For me, buzzwords is a word that has an emotional trigger, period. That's a buzzword.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have to be negative, right?
So when that heifer called me sassy earlier today, that's a buzzword.
Sure.
Only if you reacted negatively to it, right?
But why does it have to be negative?
It's subjective.
Why does a buzzword have to be negative?
Doesn't have to be. I think it's just how you react.
Yeah. Okay, so for the sake of this evening, do you guys want to keep it with the negative buzzwords, the negative terminology that we want to keep it?
Well, no, I'm not even. I wouldn't say it's. I think it goes both ways. So I think we just kind of
cover whatever. I mean, if you got I wrote down a couple that I thought, but they're all negative ones. I didn't think we were going with the positive ones, but we can cover those. Why be all negative?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it might be negative to some. It might be negative to some and not others. So
true.
Hit me with the top of your list, Payne.
First on the list is sassy.
Oh my God.
Next on the list is toxic.
Hold on.
Oh, you want to go one at a time? Okay.
Hey man, get the fuck out of here. That might be the granddaddy of buzzwords.
Yeah.
First of all, these stupid people today, they don't even know what sassy.
A lot of women are using it now to shame men, because if a man says some shit that they don't like, or they disagree with her, or like they're having a back and forth with her, like, oh, he's sassy. Like, what makes him sassy?
Yeah, you know what I was saying earlier today?
It's more of a feminine term for us.
Yeah.
So that's where I go with it. Because I was saying earlier, I was like, I don't take advice from kids on money, clothes, and terminology. I don't take advice from kids, right?
Because when we were growing up, sassy meant something different.
So go be honest,
Sassy
Ed.
and what she said. Throw it up on the screen for us.
Sassy is reserved for zesty men. Zesty, in other words,
Right,
not
right.
for
And
when you
that's what
don't
I was
like
gonna
what a man
say.
says.
When my pops said that word, it was because somebody was acting in a manner that was very feminine, that was overly feminine. That's where
Yeah.
it came from when I heard it from my pops.
Mhm.
Right.
These women today will say, well, and it might have the same connotation. Women today will say, and it's really disrespectful, but they'll say men who eat boneless chicken is sassy, and you got me fucked up.
No, and yo, I see. So, like, the minute a man does something that women don't like or that they don't think is manly enough for them, it's sassy. Like, oh, a man that can, like, and I know it was a meme, so it's probably meant jokingly. A man that knows how to dress is sassy. A man that knows how to cook is sassy. Like, get
Yeah,
the
but
fuck
it'd be
out of
all
here.
these single helpers
I
that
get
be
the fuck
using
out of
them.
here. I dress my ass off. You better get out of here.
Mm.
Boneless chicken.
Yeah, me fucked up.
Yo,
And,
you gotta
and don't do
relax.
this.
Yeah,
Don't do
You
that.
gotta relax.
you hella sassy for that, Chuck.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah, I think that's high on the list, man. I mean, so there are some real life like we need 5 minutes buzzwords, right? Like a white person using the word nigger. We need 5 minutes.
Oh,
That's a buzzword. You
Yeah.
dig? I
Mm.
think sassy with it is first off, it's only a term in our community, which why is whatever, right?
Mm.
But it's one of those things I probably could ignore. I probably could ignore it. You know what I mean? But nigga's not one,
Yeah.
right? And within the community, I'm good. Outside the community, I'm not. Penny, what's second on your list?
hold on. I just wanted to address something real quick too. That you said sassy is only a thing in our community, right?
I think so.
And one of the biggest things in our community has always been emasculating the black man or feminizing the black man. Think about that for a second.
Say it again. Say it again.
One of the biggest problems in our community, and not necessarily with us, but the MO of society has always been to emasculate or feminize the black man. And sassy is only a thing in our community amongst each other, which we're basically helping them by doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree.
Mm.
I agree. I agree. And so now you see why I fight so vehemently against. You remember a couple of seasons ago where Conway the Machine
Yep.
had on a leather skirt?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? I fight against these things, right? Because for me, we're making it easier to feminize our black men when that's already happening around us. And I don't think we need additional energy to help that. You see what I'm saying?
This
So
is where
I do fight against that.
this is where it gets subjective, because I think anything, this goes back to traditional roles, right? Gender roles, right? Like women's supposed to do this, men's supposed to be doing this. But like,
Yeah.
if I decide I'm going to cook dinner for my family, I guess that's a role that was originally or traditionally, designated for women. So by definition, within our community, that makes me sassy, right? Anything I'm doing that a woman is supposed to be, quote unquote, supposed to be doing would make me sassy. Or zesty, like Deanna said.
See, I guess
I hate
I
that
struggle
word.
with that. I struggle with that. Here's why. Because if you're a single man, how the fuck are you gonna eat if you don't cook? Right? I think cooking is a bad example. I think a closer example is Hightower going to get three layers of polish on his fingernails. That's a closer example. That's some zesty ass shit, bro.
I only
Right?
need one coat. One coat. That's all
Two,
I need.
man. You need two, bro. You need two.
See what I'm saying with this shit here?
You need two.
See? And
I
then
gotta
next
get my
year
nails
it's gonna
done
be,
tomorrow.
well, I got this finger painted a different color because, and then, hey, get the fuck out of here. That's when sassy comes to play.
What's wrong with personal care?
We got to put these comments on the screen, man. I'm getting some support over here. I appreciate it.
I don't understand.
Shout out to Danae and Deanna.
I don't think cooking is sassy. Cooking definitely is not sassy because I'll be damned if you starve.
Not in the least, dog. Not in the least. You're single, you home alone, but you can't make a stuffed chicken breast because get the fuck out of here.
Right. Like, I'm gonna be sassy if I make this
See,
if I make these ribs.
One coat to be chipped out the next day, little waste of money.
Hey,
it's coming from Deanna. That's not me.
Y'all dealing with cheap people.
You know what I'm saying? What's the second word on your list, dog?
Next word I have on my list is toxic.
Oh boy. So zesty, I just told you guys a minute ago, I don't feel no way about it, right? Because it's like, obviously it's not applicable, right? You know how some words, this is where this really goes. Buzzwords normally strike a trigger with you because somewhere you might feel it's applicable, right?
Uh-huh.
Or it's a part of a story that you've been through. That's normally why buzzwords have the effect that they do. Zesty never has that effect on me because nigga, you know who the fuck you talking to. Like, there's nothing zesty about me, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one is a little bit different, and here's why. Because it's been a real sexy term the last 10 years with millennials, etc. Where toxic is tied to masculinity, right? I'm overly masculine, period, right? I'm the guy who helped write the book on gender relationships, and everybody here on this podcast knows when I talk to them in real life, I'm emphasizing masculinity. This is what men do. Anybody else who's sat with me for more than 5 minutes knows when you talk to Charles Jones, it's not so men's supposed to move like this. Men, I'm built for this.
Mm-hmm.
This world has now tied toxic for me saying those statements, and that's bullshit, and that's a buzzword, and you might get these hints.
One thing I learned when I was younger is, and I used to agree with it to a degree, but it's not what you're called, it's what you respond to.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oh, that makes sense, until I heard, and then I thought about other things. I'm like, nah, because if I hear that, I'm gonna respond. There's something you just gotta respond to. You might need, like Chuck said, you need 5 minutes. That's a response.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Reek said toxic is the new term for ain't shit.
Now, if that was universally accepted, then I'd agree, and I wouldn't be so just upset about the term toxic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree with Deanna though. She said that the term toxic is overused, and it has been. Like, I think it's, and I'm one for mental health, right? So I think with the awakening of people starting to emphasize mental health, they learned a new word, overused it, and now people are using it to define shit that they don't like, much like sassy. So there's nothing wrong with being pro-masculinity, right? Like Chuck is. The only way it becomes toxic is when you become sexist. And there is a line there between sexism and being pro-masculine. And Chuck is pro-masculine. I've never seen him approach the line of sexist unless it was jokingly.
He's boneless chicken.
What the hell?
Yeah, he killed me with that.
What the guy got to do? What is that?
You can't be pro-masculine and you avoiding wings with bones in it. Like, what are we talking about? Old as Neanderthals, we eat with our hands. We eat meat off the bone.
We've never really delved into this, right? But so, do you eat ribs with bones?
You don't eat
or
ribs.
Do you have to have boneless ribs?
No, gotta be boneless.
Why I feel like I want to say pause. I don't know what y'all are getting into.
Yeah, hold on. You're absolutely right. What the hell is going on right now?
Boneless ribs.
Like.
No, he just said though. He said without.
Listen, man. I've been a fat boy all my life, right? And so bones slow me down. That's the only core of the whole conversation, right? I don't have time to pick and round bones, and I don't like the way the ligaments look. And we're not having this conversation. We're talking about buzzwords. Let's stay on topic.
I'm with you. I'm with you on fish on that matter. I mean, if for that matter, bones is a buzzword. Pause.
Jesus. Where are we going with this show? We can't have one show where we stay on track. Like, not one. I can't imagine 9 seasons, dog.
Man.
Oh man. All right, what's the third word?
Let me throw one in, Pain, real quick, because it ties to something you just said a moment ago. It's really been a popular word lately, and I know you on this mental health journey, and I know you're a big supporter. I think one of the buzzwords over the last 10 years has been anxiety, right? Um, and here's why I'm going to say this. Now we're going
Man,
into a
you
real
don't get the
serious.
hell out of here.
See, let's talk very seriously, right? So, anxiety has been used. So, I don't know if people know this or not. If you don't, you should go Google this. Just Google it. Just take 5 minutes. Don't take Charles Jones. Anxiety is a medically diagnosed situation. Medically diagnosed, right? The 80% of the people who use the term anxiety today using it are in a totally incorrect manner, right?
Mhm.
If you've never gone to be diagnosed to be deal with anxiety, you shouldn't be using that term, right?
Mhm.
It's a very serious situation. And so I think everybody now uses it as a scapegoat for their actions, as opposed to those who really have anxiety. Anxiety really is a gateway to like conversations about schizophrenia and these kind of things. That's really when you do the research on it, that's what
Yeah.
the conversation is. But today, people just say, "Oh, I'm nervous and I have anxiety." You being nervous is not anxiety. I promise. That's nervousness. That's why there's a word for it, because it has a different definition, right? And so we're talking about buzzwords, and people are using words now in the incorrect fashion, and that's dangerous.
Yeah,
It's
because
dangerous.
when you overuse certain words, they lose power.
Absolutely.
So now people
Absolutely.
that actually have anxiety, people are looking at them like, "Fuck out of here."
It's watered down 100 billion%.
And
Well,
I've
I
actually,
think
I'm
there's
guilty of that.
different levels of anxiety.
yeah.
Going back to me being even in grade school, middle school, Timothy, kids get on stage and they got to sit there and they got to, read a poem in front of, the whole, they get up there, they're shaking. That's anxiety.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's
I
not,
mean, they're
No,
scared, but that's
no, it's
anxiety.
not. No, it's not. It's not. That's nervousness. Don't confuse the two.
Hold on a sec.
Don't
Let me give
confuse
you
the two.
let me give you a definition. Anxiety is a feeling of fear, dread, and uneasiness.
Which is nervousness.
So what I'm telling you is anxiety comes with medical attention. It comes with prescriptions.
Yep.
It's a different thing. Anxiety is a different thing. Nervousness does not have any of those traits, right? So we just have to be very, very clear and poignant on how we're understanding these terms. Every kid in the history of kids, outside of that select few who are like built for the lights, we're nervous when we go on stage for the first time. All of us. We're 6 year old reading a poem to the school. We're nervous. See, it's a human trait. Anxiety is when you freeze in that moment and you can't do anything because that's taken over your life. That's anxiety.
Well, that's an
That's
extreme case of
different.
it. That's an extreme case of
oh,
it.
Dion is saying, but that's the definition. I'm assuming this is in response to Height's definition, but that's the definition, not the clinical term of being diagnosed with
No.
anxiety.
Yeah. There's, like I said, when you get diagnosed, it's a more of a severe situation you're dealing with. But everybody has a level of anxiety for whatever reason. Going into an interview.
Monet
I
says
think
she has bad anxiety.
Yeah.
Monet, can you put into words what it feels like to have it? Because I've had, like, my daughter has it really bad, and like I said, I'm guilty of being one of those people that when she was saying it, I'm like, yeah, right, it's just an excuse to be lazy and not do nothing, right? But then as I researched it and, she told me more of what it was, and I speak to other people that have anxiety, I became more understanding of it. And she was diagnosed with it. Like, it's almost paralyzing. It's different from
Yeah,
nervous.
that's what Chuck was saying.
I
Yeah.
never, and that's, I never, ever, ever would speak against what somebody who has been diagnosed with anxiety. Never. I'd be an idiot to do so. What I'm saying is there are people who say they use the word anxiety. Oh, I have anxiety for the most minuscule of terms, just because it's the buzzword of the day. Just because it allows a sense of, oh, it's okay then, don't worry about it, right? And it gets people out of things.
Mm.
When you're misrepresenting and you're making the people who absolutely do have diagnosed clinical anxiety, you make them look diluted at best.
Yeah. There's a
And that's
level of that.
unfortunate.
I see that. Yep, I can see that.
Shit, do I have anxiety? I have a phobia of birds too.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Not yo, I like if you will not get me in that fucking birdhouse in thing. Like, well, you know what? I wouldn't diagnose it as anxiety because I'll run through that bitch before I stand still and let them motherfuckers get near me. So
What's the next word?
Yeah.
We up to 3 now, right? We're on to 4.
that was number 3. That was on Chuck's list. Number 3 on my list is bitter. People
So
are
have you ever heard a man called bitter?
yes.
Yep.
I have.
Explain.
It's more used on women.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've definitely heard of bitter baby daddies, bitter ex-boyfriends.
Can we define it really quickly?
Just off the top of the head, just someone that's angry about whatever happened between them and someone else in the past, or angry over their past and taking it out on everyone else.
Definition here says of people or their feelings or behavior, angry, hurt, or resentful because of one's bad experiences.
Right. And that's not always the case. Like sometimes people are just like not going for your bullshit. You know what I mean? That don't mean they're bitter. They're just not going for it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So a lot of times people are being mislabeled bitter when they just ain't having it. You know what I mean? So I think that's one that's become a buzzword, not to the extent of the first 3 we talked about, but it's definitely becoming one.
I can say in my professional career, I've had bouts of bitterness. And not to the degree where maybe too many other people knew, but I also realized that I was maybe acting or moving a certain way to specific people based on past experiences with those people.
Yeah, experiences, yeah.
If somebody had to put me down to put themselves up, I feel a way about that.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Whether it was true or not, it's like I'm gonna feel a way about that. So then when the next opportunity comes, I'm like, oh no, you ain't getting me again on this one. And now I'm 10 steps ahead. You see what I mean?
Is that bitter though? Or is it cautious?
Look, I move cautiously, sure. But now if we gotta work on these projects again, I might not be as open or receptive to the conversation because it's like that feeling of I gotta watch my back now because what you did last time is still lingering.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would be bitter though. I just think that's more of learning.
I mean, you have a sour feeling towards what this person because of what happened.
Yeah, there's a level of resentment there for sure.
Yeah.
Now, I may have a better example of bitter, a more clear-cut one. I made a Painfully Honest, I think about a year ago, where it said if you and I were talking and you decided to be with someone else and y'all don't work out, I laugh my ass off. That's some bitter shit.
That's bitter shit.
Yeah, that's more bitter.
And I'm not afraid to admit that I do chuckle my ass off a couple times, but I mean, it's not all the time. It's just immediately, oh, that's who you chose over me, and it didn't work out. Ha. Oh well.
That's more petty than bitter.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah,
True. Yeah.
yeah. But
I guess go ahead, Lil, I'm sorry.
no, I'm just saying, you know, we're among some of the biggest petty guys in this group here. You know, because I definitely am that way.
That nigga, speak for yourself. I'm not petty.
Motherfucker, you way petty.
Just say you petty and claim that on yourself, nigga. You fucked up.
Trying to cast the net far and wide.
See that? Some people can't be wrong by themselves, right? They gotta loop everybody else in. Fuck you. I just struggle with bitter. I struggle with it because I don't know how to define it, right? Like, generally when I hear that term, it comes from broken relationships. That's generally when I hear that term, right?
You see,
But then that also,
Yo, Reek is crazy.
That's fucked up, Reek.
I guess so bitter, right? To me has always meant someone that feels a way about something after the fact, right? But the truth of the matter is, I don't know if again, relationships is where I tie it. I don't know if I ever felt that. I never felt a way about a relationship after the fact. I never cared that much, right? Like if there's a breakup, I'm like, okay, it's a breakup, right? And I go on and do something else. The bitterness comes from, oh, we broke up, but I still feel this way and I don't like you. But that's bitter. And I don't know if I can relate to that, I guess.
I think Mike put it best just now. He said, bitter, you don't want someone you dealt with to do well and wish them the worst.
No, I don't care. I don't care enough. I don't wish them the worst. I don't care enough to have a wish for them. You know what I mean? That's where bitterness is tied, right?
Yeah, you're right. So then maybe I haven't been bitter then.
Yeah, I don't care enough.
Because I've seen some examples. I've definitely seen some examples of bitterness, and I've never gone to that extreme. So
yeah.
Shout out to Maine.
Oh, Chef, what up, baby?
Maine at the
wedding.
wedding.
Some pictures. We got a wedding tonight, so he's not with us tonight. But I know he got an ascot on, so I definitely got to see some images of that. So
yeah, take some pictures. We gotta see.
So you saying he's dressing sassy tonight?
We might need to redo that. We might need to redo that bougie list. I ain't never in my life.
Ascot? You got an ascot on?
Yeah, I ain't never been no ascot on, man.
Hey, Maine, bring me some hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Or go.
Hors d'oeuvres weddings be great. That'd be the best part of the food.
See, yeah. You know what thing I'm seeing in the comments, Payne, is that everybody is talking about this being tied to the back end of a relationship and how they felt some kind of negative feeling. I don't have that. You know what I mean? Now, there are other situations I think are a different story, right? That's a different story. But bitterness coming from the relationship, no. Maybe there's bitterness tied to the. I'll think about it. All right, what's the next word, Payne?
The last word I have on my list is broke.
Who?
Broke. Because this new generation seems to think if you're not, living in a mansion, you're not on trips every weekend, you're not pushing a 6-figure car, you don't have all these jewels on, you're not wearing designer every day, that you're broke. And a simple date is cheap, or if you send her $30 for lunch, that ain't shit. Like, come on, man. That means you broke. So, you know what I mean? Like, and they use it to shame people. You know what I mean? If I don't got $100 to send you for your nails, I got bills.
How the hell is somebody?
No, hold on.
How the hell is somebody gonna be mad about you giving them $30? First of all, that's $30 they didn't have to begin with.
Hell yeah.
Hold on 1 second, little. Hold on one motherfucking second. It is impossible to let Deanna leave this conversation now. You've been here this whole time. Stick
Right.
around, sis. Stick around. Because Deanna is like, if you don't buy me a Bentley at the wedding, we got problems. Stick around.
So you gotta relax. Where the fuck you getting lunch from?
He said, I need $50 for lunch. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Listen,
Deanna.
I can't say what I'm going to say.
Hey, Key, what's going on?
I might be called sassy again.
Uh-oh. Going
you
to
know,
Cheesecake Factory?
Shout out to Cheesecake Factory.
Word, shout them out. Here's the interesting thing. I learned a couple of lessons from Jay-Z early in life, right? One of them was when he changed from spinning wheels to non-decorated cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the community said, "Oh shit, Jay's going broke." Jay said, "I got the money. I don't need to show you I got it."
Right.
Yeah.
That's a different type of situation,
Mm-hmm.
right? So being broke by the world's definition, I could give a fuck about. I could care less.
Yeah.
Right? You don't know what's in my IRA. You dig? You don't know the value of my house. You don't know the value. Listen, I got watches in my closet. You wouldn't recognize the name brand. It's not in your tax bracket. Right? So
Talk your
I
shit.
don't. No, it's not. This what makes me tight. That's why I told you I'm going to the class around. That's what makes me tight. Because what I have a value in can't be measured by the world's opinion of it. You dig? I have a vehicle that's paid off. My car's paid off. Right? They could say, "Oh my God, you're not driving a new Tesla." Yeah, I'm not. I'm not expensing $500 a month for my vehicle, right? But to them, I'm broke. To me, it's proper money management. You dig? You like again. I just talked earlier in the show about the things I don't debate with kids about. This is another one of them. You have no tour brokers. You know what I'm saying?
Reek is on one tonight.
Yeah, he definitely is.
If I don't see you going to the 5-star restaurants, don't expect me to fulfill your fantasies. This ain't a Make-A-Wish Foundation. Facts. Word.
Yeah,
you want more from me than what you'll do for yourself is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
real quick, hold on. Spoil live listeners. We're gonna take a quick break. Y'all go get some water or something. Come back in a minute. I gotta talk to my guys offline so y'all don't hear this. Okay, we'll be right back. Let me tell you something about Reek, man. We're shooting the movie in Boston, and Reek go to my wife like, "Yo, so sis, we from Roxbury, and this is the most expensive restaurant in the city. So you gotta tell Chuck to take." I said, "Reek, what the fuck is you doing?" My wife has very expensive habits. So we can get the fuck out of here with 5-star restaurants because that nigga frequents them regularly. So yeah, no, he got me fucked up. All right. Spawn Monsters is good back. We're sorry. Let's take a quick break there, but we're back. Pardon us.
Set you up lovely.
Yeah, man. That was wild. You gotta relax.
But yeah, and there's a difference between what they're defining as broke, and there's a difference between bills broke. Like, you got all your bills paid, you got shit paid off. You know what I mean? You ain't in debt. Like, that's not broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, it's just being used way too much now to to shame someone because they're not living like these celebrities that people see online. Newsflash for you, most of them motherfuckers is in debt. So
when I categorize myself as being broke, it's never literal. It's more like I can't think of the word, like more of a seasonal type thing. It's like if I don't have the time or energy to go out and spend no money, it's like, yeah, I'm broke. I ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a cop out. You know what I mean? Like, people can relate to that term or that explanation, but it's like that's not really the case. The bills at the crib are paid, so that's the only thing I'm worried about. If that ever comes into jeopardy, then we got a bigger problem. But I know if I go outside, it's $150, 200 minimum.
Yeah.
It's like, do I feel like doing that today? You know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. You see the
Yeah, I'm
shoes,
just
you see the
mindful of
shoes
my
behind me,
money.
man. I'd rather buy shoes, right? So
So like I like to go out places by myself too, but like now I just rather if it's just gonna be me by myself, I'd rather just go to work and make money or just sit at home and relax. Like I'm only gonna go out and like you said, it's 200 to 300 a pop every time you go out. Like I'm only gonna go out if I'm dating someone at this point.
yeah.
Or if it's with the fellas, like and we're going out for like, you know, like just to hang out or whatever.
Yeah.
Wings and a beer. Yeah, wings and a beer for sure. And
Bonus.
I think
What happened?
listen, man, like you guys have all been around me, right? You guys have been around me enough to where, yo, when we go out, we have a good time. Give me the check. You see what I'm saying? Like I got it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. Yep.
and I'm sure y'all do the same for me. You see what I'm saying? So this the terminology of when they say you broke, it's really people who haven't learned the value of money yet and when and how to spend it.
Yeah,
Those are the people who do that. You know
I
what I
agree.
mean?
I agree.
Most of the motherfuckers that say broke be the motherfuckers that when a bill come and they go out as a group, they be trying to figure out who had what
Hmm.
instead of just splitting that
See,
bitch.
that's
10
a,
ways.
yeah.
That's broke.
Yeah.
Fuck out here.
We gotta
And
have a
it's
conversation about that one day too.
Yeah.
Now you got a homie over here counting his change.
yeah, no, I'll tell you a grown man lesson I learned um, from Hightower. I don't mind telling you a grown man lessons, right? So, and all of us were there, right? We all went out to this a really amazing breakfast spot, had a great spot at breakfast. The bill comes, and in my head, I just pull out a $50 or $100 bill, whatever I pull out of my wallet, like, here you go, right? Not thinking anything about it, like, throw this towards it, let's call it. And Aunt said to me in a moment, put that away. Don't do that. We'll deal with that later. Let's pay for the check. And then, that's grown man shit, right? Again, not a case where anybody was like, yo, let me see the bill and divide that up by 8 because I only had the. Nah. That's broke shit, right? Real shit is handling it as it comes about and then dealing
Yeah,
with the financial responsibilities offline.
Behind closed doors, yeah.
Mm.
And especially at that place,
know?
because that's like one of my spots. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to tarnish, the image or the reputation of who I bring in there for anything like that. You know what I mean? So put everything, keep your hands in your pockets. We'll deal with this later. Let's, do it the right way and get out of there.
Yeah.
But it's nasty work when nigga I only had. Hey man, I'm not going to dinner with y'all no more,
That's
bro.
worse.
Listen, if nigga ain't got it, you might as well just stay home. Don't.
Yeah.
Just stay
Eat
home.
before you come out. Eat before you come out.
Yeah.
And ain't no shame in that. Ain't no shame in saying, yo, I'm gonna skip the dinner, but I'll see y'all at the after spot.
That's it.
Ain't no shame in that.
There's no
if
shame
you
in
know
that
you
at
don't
all.
At all.
And then,
I don't judge.
and then, like on the other end of the spectrum, when you got rich friends like Hightower, when you got to beg to pay him back, like, yo, please take this though. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
I've been there. Yeah, I hate that shit. But the other side is too. So even on the deeper, darker side of this pain, really is the people who are spending knowing they don't got it.
Yeah.
That's different, right? So you're trying to keep up appearances. That's a different thing. You dig? And I think we got to be really leery of that. Of as a crew sometimes too. Let's keep it a buck, right? Like so, Hightower. I went down to GR with Hightower for his birthday, right? And amazing time. One day, the Hightower was like, "Yo, like, so we're gonna get the private the private yacht over to the island." I said, I got a little bit of a cold because now I'm thinking I'm gonna be thrown out the after spot, right? So I'm like, I got a little bit of a cold, so I don't really feel good. I know I can't stroke the check for the private yacht. This is Hightower shit. So sometimes it's like, damn, do I go into debt trying to keep up with these motherfuckers? Right? I'm like, yo, babe, did you bring the black card with us? Because you gotta have those conversations. You gotta be real with yourself sometimes. Know who you hanging around, and are those people you hanging with playing in your tax bracket?
Mhm.
Sometimes they ain't. You know what I mean? You go home now you can't pay the mortgage because you try to keep up with this nigga. It's a different conversation, man.
Yeah.
Moon has a good point. She said, focus on you, not everyone else.
That's real shit.
Yeah.
That's real shit.
That'll keep your ass out of debt.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
100%.
That's real shit. That's real shit.
That's a great maritime.
Yeah. This is the conversation, man. I like buzzwords, man.
Yeah.
I think there's so many, especially with today. I think buzzwords just, I think for me, it's always kind of been a lot of the real fancy ones lately, right? Even another one I have that we're not going to discuss tonight, which is mental health, right? But I think a lot of these are really just terms and words that are used because it helps people in a way define what they're going through. The problem is, are they using the words correctly? And I struggle with that, whether that's happening or not.
That's a lot of it is misuse of the words. So you're right.
Yeah.
That's such a bigger problem, right? Such a bigger thing.
Mhm.
But I digress. Little, you got a mirror time for us, guy?
Let's do that right though.
It's like it's looking in a mirror. Not.
It's mirror time with my man Sam Little, aka Mr. Mirror Time.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the tyrant of the ball? There was a rumble double. 5 minutes it lasted. The mirror said,
Why you conceited bastard?
Today's maritime. Be fearless. Be bold. Love yourself. Be yourself. Because I'm going to say what the hell I want to say. Call it sassy all you want.
I'm pretty sure that last part wasn't part of the damn quote.
It definitely wasn't.
Absolutely.
It definitely wasn't.
Episode 147 in the book, Sparring. Listeners, we appreciate y'all as always. Definitely go check the YouTube page, like, follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Help us get our numbers up so we can generate more content for you. 150 is around the corner. We have a very special situation lined up for that. As always, we're going to give you great content leading up to that. It's going to be good times around here. So next Friday, back here at 7:15. We'll holla.
Any shout outs?
Shout out to everybody in the comments, man.
Yeah, shout out to everyone that tuned in, and make sure y'all tune in for the Wednesday Night Live on.
Absolutely.
On IG,
Absolutely.
It's exclusively on IG. So Wednesday Night Live, catch us at 7:00 on IG.
Yes.
We'll holla.
See it in.
Peace
Sparring
and love.
minds.